This is a 1 kilogram reel of TPU filament for 3D printers from SainSmart. Now, SainSmart did send this reel of TPU filament over for the creation of this video, so let's get right into it. All right, now let's talk about some of the specifications for this SainSmart TPU filament. Now, this is pretty standard filament as far as TPU goes. It is 1.75 millimeter diameter with an accuracy of plus or minus 0.04 millimeters. They recommend a printing temperature of 220 to 240 Celsius and a bed temperature of 30 to 50 degrees Celsius. And overall, this is a net weight of 1 kilogram, which is about 2.2 pounds, pretty standard for a roll of filament. Now, this does have a hardness rating of 95A, which does give you some flexibility, obviously, with the TPU material. And just kind of make sure that if you are looking for a TPU filament, that 95A is what you're looking for. Now, SainSmart does offer this in a multiple number of colors. I've got the solid black here. And let's just go ahead and take a look at the filament itself. I'm going to pull this out just a little. And as you can see, this filament is quite flexible, especially when you compare it to something like PLA or PETG. Now, TPU is a little more finicky to get started printing, but in my experience with this, I had no troubles at all getting a nice, successful print. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of those prints. All right, now I was pretty impressed with the print quality of this SainSmart TPU material. As you can see here, I printed out a little hollow tennis ball type of object, and I'm really happy with the way this turned out. The layer lines are nice and small. I did print this on a pretty tight or thin layer height. I believe it was 0.16 on my Bamboo P1S printer. I did use a support on the bottom to make sure that it stuck to the build plate. And as you can see here, since it's TPU material, there is some flexibility with this ball and the filament. It is pretty tough and it doesn't bounce well. But it is nice to have a flexible material that you can make your 3D prints out of. So if you have the need for printing a part that has some flexibility and durability, definitely check out the SainSmart TPU filament. All right, well, if you have a need to print TPU material in your 3D printer, I definitely recommend checking out the offerings from SainSmart. I was really happy with how the prints that I made on my 3D printer came out using their TPU filament. Now, as always, I've got a link to this SainSmart TPU filament in the description below if you want to pick some up for yourself.